Hi, I want to tell you about Jeff. Jeff had a life plan. He'd grown up poor, he'd grown up lonely, his parents were too busy, and he decided early on that he was going to be at least a millionaire, that he was going to have the perfect wife who was faithful and true and beautiful and sexy, and he was going to provide everything she could possibly ever want. He only wanted one child, and he found her. He found this beautiful young woman who'd never been with anybody. Of course, he wanted a virgin, um, and he courted her to whatever extent he could with what he little he knew. He made sure he bought this beautiful, everything you could possibly want house for her with lots of space, a nice yard, big property, and made sure she got pregnant right away. Stayed with her that first year while she had the baby, and maybe 6 months into the next year, and then he took off because he wanted to be what he had in his mind as a gazillionaire, um, part of this big life plan that he had created when he was about 14 years old. He started dreaming about it, and he came to me saying, "I need you to make my wife more sexual. When I get home from a business trip, I come home about 4 or 5 times a year. All she wants to talk about is our little boy. It's dull. I'm not interested. Um, I gave her everything she could possibly want, and she doesn't enjoy sex with me. Um, Either teach me how to teach her, um, or teach her yourself. I'll bring her here." I was stunned. I am constantly amazed by the requests that men make without including themselves in the process. They think it's they think I have a magic wand. I don't. There is no magic wand. The magic happens when you participate, when you become involved. So what I told him was, um, you need to take at the very least, a full year off from your money making travels, your desire to be the wealthiest man on earth, to collect. That's what you're doing. You're collecting things, and people are not things. If you want your wife to be more sexual, you yourself must become more transparently vulnerable. That's what real people do who want a real life. It takes a while, it takes practice, it takes participation, and most of it all, it involves you in her life. Finding out who she really is. You didn't even ask her. You didn't even ask her if she wanted to participate in this scheme of yours, because that's what it really is. It's a scheme. You didn't really pay much attention to becoming an actual on hands or hands on father and a hands on husband in a true, real marital relationship. I'm not going to ask you if you had sex with other women while you were traveling. I'm surprised she didn't cheat on you while she's waiting for you to come home. Um, Obviously, she was very naive, and you maintained that naivete. But you really need to take a minimum of a full year off to let your wife know what you want. But first, ask her what she hopes for. She's a real person, just like you, just like your son, and you're treating them as things. Now, I don't know any other way to be than who I am, and I shoot from the hip, and I'll tell you what I see. If he was willing to participate, I could have shown him what he needed, but he was absolutely not willing. He said he would lose too much money, it would cost too much. So I said, "I can't help you. I'm really sorry."